Gotcha. We on. We on the pop. What it do, everybody? What it do? What it do? What it do? In the old, ladies and gentlemen, everybody worldwide. How everybody doing? Y'all bless. Y'all bless. Now let's talk about this, right? What do you what do you when you hear the phrase "a house that's divided will not stand"? What does that mean to everybody? Because this will have to be discussed. Uh, so a house that's divided will not stand. A lot of you guys don't know Abraham Lincoln said that when he was president. A house divided will not stand. Right now, let's talk about politics. You have your primary election, you have your local election, different types of election, right? Now, you have two major parties. You got demos and you got Republicans, or demolition, and repercussions. Demolition, repercussions, right? You got politicians out there, and you got those that support them that want to persuade the general public into joining their party. See, when they go up to you and ask, "How do you feel about such and such? What's your opinions? What's your perspective on such and such? Have you thought about becoming?" It's like indirectly recruiting is what they're doing, and teaching. What they're not teaching everybody is what they're not teaching everybody is that it causes division. It causes division amongst the American society. It caused division because it's causing families against families, mothers against daughters, the whole nine. It causes division. It people need to people need to think. People legit need to think because of the fact that dog, it causes division. You got one side don't like the other and vice versa. When they discuss about policies, it's same perspective, different meaning. At the end of the day, indirectly they recruiting because little information could tickle your ears. You know, again, because people don't research. You know, people are all about the popularity vote instead of the electoral vote. Electoral vote have died, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people, a lot of people don't see it. because if you look at recent elections, it's based on popularity. It's based on popularity. Electoral system. I give you a prime example. Prime example right now. What it do, JP? I'll give you guys a prime example. So when I was 2 years old, they had an election between Al Gore and Bush Jr., right? Now, common sense would have said the president would have been Al Gore. He has experience. Yeah, Bush Jr. was a governor, but Al Gore was under Clinton. So knowledge wise, you'll go with Al Gore, electoral vote. Now, clearly, we know the results. Bush Jr. became president. They did a recount. Now, the person allegedly that screwed it up, his name is Scott. His name is Scott, and you'll figure out the name. Drop a name in the comment section because anybody, JP, if you know what I'm talking about, the 2000 presidential election, you know what I'm talking about, JP. That's an example of how the electoral vote have died. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all doing a recount, clearly Gore won, but allegedly, I hear you. That's why you got the replay, brother. Um, what was I about to say? Common sense, you would have gone with Al Gore instead of Bush. But we've seen the results, right? Here's another prime example. 2016, ladies and gentlemen. You had hairpiece. You got hairpiece, and you got midget. I mean, all right. You got hairpiece, and you got somebody that alpha, right? Now, I don't need to go in discussions on what happened during that election as well, but no ifs, ands, or buts. Excuse me. No ifs, ands, or buts. But clearly, the popular vote went with hairpiece, right? It went with him, of course. If you think about it, after Obama, a lot of your so-called friends, co-workers that was cool with you, they exposed themselves when hairpiece was running, and you see the big fu to those who was down with Obama. That was the revolution, and that was a shot at us saying "F you, we got our guy." Right? Popular vote again. Popularity. He has more popularity than Miss Alpha. Short one. You see how they will have commercials, political ads. So and so said this. It's clear as day that it's edited. Clearly, they edit a video to persuade you guys. You know what? This person's sneaky. Come join my party. These political ads. These political ads is indirectly recruiting you guys who don't research to join their party in order for you guys to speak their language, which in reality is making yourself like a fool because you not researching, you being a robot, you being a slave, you being their bitch. Basically, they pimping you because they want recruitments, they want people to follow and believe what they're saying instead of researching the truth. And that's on both sides. That's on both sides of the sword because a house divided will not stand, and that's what they doing. When you see political ads, they're indirectly recruiting you to believe in their nonsense because they're expecting you not to research. See, that's the problem. You got these schools out here supposedly helping these kids to know research is key. Research is key. It's key. We gotta stop with the BS because at the end of the day, the truth is gonna come out. These political ads are indirectly recruiting because they know the simple minded people in today's society gonna what? Social media, TikTok, and all that. JP Westbrook talking about Westbrook going to Houston to JP Westbrook ain't going to no Houston. JP, don't believe in the headlines. Don't believe in the rumors. When it actually happened, but Westbrook ain't going to no Houston. You if Westbrook went to Houston, KD would have never got traded to. Come on. Anyways, when you have sports, right? Sports play a part in this too because they have you got these journalists, I mean analysts, right? The Stephen A. Smiths, the Brian um the Brian Miss Piggy Weinhorst, Emmanuel Achu with no excuse me, who's attacking KD. But we ain't gonna talk about you, bro. We definitely not gonna talk about you because you the last one that want to talk. All these people, and then you got certain podcasts like Gil's Arena and all that. I JP, I haven't listened to the Clips album. I haven't listened to the Clips album yet, but I know Clips album with No Malice. That's you already know. No Malice carry Clips. Uh he carry Clips. CJP, but here's the thing though. Remember the conversation that we had? Ever since Not Like Us happened, everybody want to glaze K Dot. With me, you, with me, you, LBHD, we know the real. We know the real. Other people be glazing because low key they like Drake, but then they don't like Drake because whatever the reason, right? And I don't give cosigns. I see how I see it. It is what it is. Um, when you hear people talking about who's the GOAT, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, and now it's who's the GOAT, MJ or LeBron. They hate Kobe, but see what they're doing is indirectly recruiting because of the fact that they don't want you to research these. And the Y ends, we're gonna do a video on that. It's coming because social media come after you because you know you're wrong. You wanna you wanna glorify and want to promote on your platforms, the Instagrams, the Snapchats, or social medias. Y'all want to promote the YNs, the not knowing y'all fooling the American people because now the American people gonna buying that BS. And in Florida, we call them jits. We don't call them YNs. YNs is highly disrespectful, racist as hell to these young kings and queens out here. And it's another shot at us kings and queens. Oh, crazy thing is, I didn't know that he was talking smack about Kobe. I didn't know he was talking smack about Kobe, saying that he was better than Kobe. Dog, and you see what they do. You see what they do. Ever since Kobe died, a lot of people showing their true skin. A lot of people showing their true skin. While people want to be like, look, first though, everybody know, and I said in my previous videos, LeBron and Kobe don't have the relationship like Jordan and Kobe have. Kobe and LeBron have this type of relationship. It's a big brother, little brother relationship. Everybody know the truth. You know, LeBron feel like as a little brother, it's the same thing. It's like above the rim. LeBron is birdie without the extracurricular stuff, and Nutso is who? Kobe, right? Self-explanatory. T Mac, brother, you were to me the first KD You was the first KD with your size, your ability, your athleticism, you being all around. What separated you from Kobe is this. When you went to Orlando, Doc Rivers screwed you because not only Doc Rivers, but the organization screwed you as a whole because it was you, Grant Hill, Tim Duncan. They had you and Grant Hill. My city, I still don't see y'all blaming Doc Rivers for messing everything up. Because if Doc Rivers would have stayed as a coach and stopped running off at the mouth, being cocky, Tim Duncan would have joined the Magic. Everybody know this. It's not a secret. Everybody know, but people want to make this man. People want to not speak the truth. Talking about if he had Shaq, he would have won 4 to 5 chips. I'm like, dude, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't have. Like, stop the cap. None of them would have stood up to Shaq like Kobe did. Crazy. But see, JP is this. T-Mac and a lot of the thing is the reason why they throwing stones. You got brothers like T-Mac throwing stones at Kobe is this. They wish they was in Kobe's shoes, playing with Shaq, having the abilities and the athleticism, the all-around tactics that and knowledge that Kobe has. They wish they was in Kobe's shoes because if they was in Kobe's shoes and had to work ethic like Kobe, that's why you see them making ignorant statements like they would have won 4 to 5 championships. Now, that the person that they he don't hate Kobe. He don't. It's love. Him and Kobe had issues. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't think the crazy thing is, he didn't even say, he wasn't even talking crazy like this. But Shaq put him in the Shaq did. I think a couple years back, I think, I don't know, if they asked Shaq if Allen Iverson would have joined the Lakers, how many champs y'all would have won? I think he said 7, right? But thing is with Shaq is, to me, the most dominant center of all time. 27 era was 2000s and 2010s. So that's why I'm saying it. Shaq was athletic for his size, dominant, but Shaq couldn't close. Shaq didn't have the mentality to close a game. He don't. He don't. Shaq was lazy. He came in a training camp out of shape. Why you think he has a bunch of toe injuries? He even admitted when he sat down with Kobe. About how in the off season, him and Uncle Jerome, they would eat burgers, drink, have fun in the off season. Then he start getting in shape during the season. Kobe thing was he's gonna push you to be your best mentality. Why you think they won 3 out of 4, which I think they should have won. I feel like they should have won 5 straight. But hey, Spurs did that thing. Um, Spurs did that thing, and the Pistons. Self-explanatory. Now, I feel like after that Pistons series, they start glazing on Tayshaun Prince, saying that he was the Kobe stopper because of what they did in the finals in 04. But we all know what happened. Kobe torched that behind. You know what did Sean Kemp and old boy say? They was the Kobe stoppers, and what happened? Kobe know how to send them boys to an early retirement. But you got bottom line. What I'm saying is, you got people tearing Kobe because they want to indirectly recruit you to thinking that you got LeBron better than Kobe. Oh, Michael better than Kobe. Or we're gonna exclude Kobe out of the GOAT conversation. Hating, right? Persuading that, oh my gosh, this is it. He's not. He's not. He's not. He's he don't belong in the conversation. It's like what Jim Jones is doing now. He's indirectly recruiting people to believe that he has a more catalog than Nas. And I made my video on this. And for those, watch the video. But what Jim Jones is doing is you indirectly recruiting people to believe and buying your foolishness, thinking that you have a better catalog than Nas. When real hip hop fans with common sense know that's far from the truth. You're indirectly recruiting people to believe in your nonsense. And you have these jits out here believing that Jim Jones is better than Nas. I say these jits out here because they don't it's not their fault they don't listen to Nas. It's that people don't school them or show them the essence on and educate them on who's Nas is. Jim Jones and Nas are not in the same. They're not. It's clear. It's clear as day. Um, it's it's like when he went on Shannon Sharp and was trying to disrupt his platform. My thing is this, brother. How come you don't? How come you didn't do it on Cam on on Cam and Mace joint? How come you didn't have the energy? How come you won't come at Cam and Mace like that? You from Harlem, right? You should know what time it is. You forgive me, guys. Hold on for a second. But you you indirectly feeding people false information and you want to get hype on Shannon Sharp. But dog, you you have ample opportunity to go on It Is What It Is and go to Cam and Mace and express how you feel. But instead, you didn't. You went on Shannon Sharp and then say, "Oh, I'm making Shannon Sharp relevant." How? How can you make a man that Hall of Fame and one of the greatest, not the greatest tight end of all time? How you gonna say you making him relevant? Club Shay Shay, if I gotta be honest, Club Shay Shay have outsold your whole catalog, and that's a panel. Um, if you don't believe me, and then not only that, you remember when We Fly High was popping, they copping, and you even said you was a big hater. You don't believe me? Hold on for a second.